It's being recorded. Okay.
Well, good morning, everybody. I'm David Ulane, the director of the Colorado Division of Aeronautics. Nice to see some familiar faces on our webinar this morning. We're happy that you could all join us. We do have several folks that were likely not able to join us today, so I would point out that we are recording this for later viewing by those folks, and just want to make sure you're all aware of that. But anyway, welcome. Thank you for joining us this morning. I'm really excited as the director to be here today. For many of you that are familiar with our division and what we do to support aviation and airports across Colorado, you may also know that one of our statutory missions is to support aviation education. And we're really happy that after an 8-year hiatus due to a lack of available funds, that we have been able to return funding to our aviation education grant program. We have not been able to fund that initiative since 2014, but a couple of months ago, our aeronautical board approved $200,000 in funding for our current fiscal year that ends on June 30th, and another $200,000 for fiscal year 23 for a total of $400,000 of funding that we're going to make available to this program. So we're really excited about that. In the run-up to being able to do this, we were incredibly happy that we were able to fill a new position in January on our division team, and we had Hetty Carlson join us as our new aviation grant specialist and outreach coordinator. And I know many of you have known Hetty for a number of years, certainly no stranger to us at the division, and we're so thrilled to have her join our team. And one of her primary goals and responsibilities will be leading up the education grant program for us going forward. So with that, I will turn it over to Hetty, who is sitting right next to me in the conference room here out at our office. But we'll run through this. We'll have a question and answer session at the end. And of course, Hetty will be available too. So with that, Hetty, I'll turn it over to you and say welcome to the division, and we're excited to have
you. Thanks, Dave. Hello, everyone. Good morning. Can you all hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
If you don't mind, if you want to turn on your videos, I'd love to say hi to everyone. And everyone's kind of like, no, I don't. Hi, Krista. How are you? Good to see you.
I'm great. How are you?
I'm well. Thank you. Hi, Dwayne.
Hello.
Hi, Kip.
Morning.
Well, thank you so much for joining us today. Kind of one of the main things that we wanted to do was just clarify just some things about the education grant program, specifically some of, who can apply. Anyone can apply. Doesn't mean that you'll qualify. So with that, we're going to go ahead and start. And if you have any questions, or if you can't hear me, I'm going too fast, please just let me know. Not a problem. You don't have to raise your hand or anything. Just go ahead and start talking. All right. Can everyone see my screen? Okay.
Yes.
Got it. Thank you. I can't really see you when I'm opening the screen, so if you can just go ahead and shout out. So you can read for yourself the purpose and intent of the program. In the past, the education grant program was given to pretty much any program K through 12 that promoted aviation and kids, and we really saw the need to kind of turn this into more of a workforce development grant, because, as you know, there are shortages in the pilot sector, maintenance, just kind of across the board. And so this is our answer to helping fill that workforce gap. So also known as workforce development grants. And we want these specifically to be for Colorado students and to promote careers in aviation and aerospace. STEAM, as you all know, is science, technology, engineering, aviation, and math. So we want to promote those programs that their efforts are directly related to aviation and aerospace. So who is eligible? Mainly we want to have established and accredited public schools. So we're looking at mainly high school, post-secondary, those who have pathway programs. There's a lot of schools I know that have maintenance programs, pilot programs, UAS, that sort of thing. And those are kind of the programs that we're looking at that are promoting those careers. And those who have an existing aviation and aerospace education program. If you're not a public school or college or university, that's okay. We also accept private organizations, although we do ask that they've been in operation for at least 5 years and do have a successful track record, and they can kind of prove that. And in our application, if you've gone through it, if you've had a chance to look at it, you'll see that we do ask about that and about, you know, what kind of matrix have you provided in the past, if you do have programs, that sort of thing. Just to kind of talk about the grant process, again, in January, we set the level of $200,000 for this fiscal year, which is, as Dave said, ending in June. Starting July 1st is 2023. The grant application is open. It did open March 8th, I believe, is when we opened it up.
Do a government application, so this looks quite bureaucratic.
Did you have a question? So the grant submittal deadline is May 1st, as you can see there. So we still have at least a month plus that we have time to put that out. Once the deadline is hit, our staff will take the month of May to review all of the grants, kind of look over them, see if you truly are eligible, kind of look at the amounts that everyone's asking for, that sort of thing, and determine those grants that we, those programs that we really want to fund. After that, it goes to our aeronautical board, and they review it, they approve it, and then they will award those grants in July and August. Does anyone have any questions about that process?
So it's for institutions, it's not for individuals.
Yeah.
So the institution would, pass it on to the individuals.
Yeah.
Correct. So if you haven't had a chance to go to Colorado Aeronautics website, here it is right here. And Sean went ahead and we now have a whole page dedicated to the aviation grant program right there. And then you can also click on the application within that page.
And that's, you let them know that you can go from aviation programs and click on the education program. So on the left side of the main page will be the aviation programs and projects.
Yeah, so I don't know if anyone heard that. On the left-hand side under resources, you said Colorado Aviation Education Grant Program. Click on that, and then you're going to click on the aviation programs and projects, sorry, and then go into the grant program. And then you'll see it says click here to apply. The application looks like that. It's just a Google form. It's very simple. If anyone has any issues getting onto the form, or if it's saying that you can't access it, please let me know. I did take the restrictions off, so it should be open to anybody. So yeah. So if you have any questions about that, please let me know. Feel free, call me, email me. Email me is probably best. and I can help you out with that. So thoughts to consider. We really want to make sure that your program has a broad geographic and demographic diversity base. That includes women, minorities, another group.
Is it Russian? Probably a Russian thing, it's Aeroflot.
Yeah. Yeah.
Where should put Putin in the left seat? Oh, so now. Oh,
Okay. Other funding sources. Does your program have other funding sources? Would it be successful if you did not have this grant? Would you, and we can talk about sustainability as well. A lot of programs, they already have funding, or if you've had funding in the past, we can talk about, you know, are your program's metrics clearly articulated, especially if you've had this program going for a while. Some of the most successful grant applicants are going to have those metrics that are clearly articulated, that we can really understand you do have a track record and you do have success in this program. And what are they? Not just, hey, we talked to 10 kids. Yeah, something that we can actually evaluate, I guess is the proper word. And then, is it a continuous process, or did you just do it the first year and you're just kind of hoping for the best? Sustainability. So if you did not receive these grants, would your program still hold up? Would you still be able to sustain your programming? We really want to look at that. We don't want this to be something, you know, that your program is granted through perpetuity. So year after year, you come back and you say, hey, we still need more money to continue the program. We want something that says, hey, you know, we got this grant this year and now we can continue on for the next 5 years. And maybe after that, consider more money, if that makes sense. Demonstrated experience. So if you've had similar programs, or if this program is not a new program, is it successful? Have you had successful programs in the past? What does that look like? Do you want to talk about this one? Is this one kind of... And I'm going to have Dave talk a little bit about this one.
Sure. Thanks, Hetty. So one of the things that I think that we're really interested in is we've sort of reimagined our program is that we want to make sure that the programs that we help fund have really clear metrics that enable us to articulate how successful our investment has been. Again, as Hetty had mentioned earlier, there is a significant shortage in a lot of workforce areas across the aviation and aerospace industry. We want to help close that gap, and we want to help be able to demonstrate that we have gotten something for the taxpayers' money. And so, again, the most competitive programs that we'll look at will have clear metrics to be able to demonstrate the success of your program.
Thank you. We're not going to talk too much about the grant management. Those who are awarded grants, we can kind of go further into this. We may do another webinar or just work with you one-on-one. The drawdowns, they are administered through our WIMS portal, so you won't have to worry about that until you actually are a successful applicant. So, and we can talk about that more later. If you have any questions after this, we can discuss those as well. Kind of the biggest thing, does your program have the supporting documentation? Do you have, you know, the whole list here you can see for yourself? Can can you put anything together? Like I mentioned before, you know, saying that you've talked to 10 kids here or 20 kids there, that sort of thing. That's not really a measure of success. We kind of want to see, you know, once our students go through this program, you know, they are going on to another institution to get their A&P certification, or their UAS, they got their Part 106, and now they're doing an internship with a company after they've kind of graduated from our program, that sort of thing. And that's really what we want to see, not so much that you've talked to a bunch of kids, if that makes any sense. So yeah, that's pretty much it in a nutshell. We're open to any questions that you have. Like I said, when it comes to the WIMS portal, that we can discuss that later on. But if there's anything else, especially with the process, if you're eligible, that sort of thing. So if you want to unmute and just, you don't need to raise your hand or anything like that. So.
This is Chad Kendall, Metropolitan State University of Denver, with a question.
Hi, Chad.
How are you doing?
I'm well, thank you. Good to see you.
Good to see you. So the application within the website, that's also providing the standardized format that you want the grant written in?
Yes. Yes. That was easy. Thanks.
You're welcome.
Hetty, is it just the grant that gets considered, or will there be any dialogue or follow-up as the applications are being considered?
Absolutely.
Thank you.
And if you have questions, or if you want to go ahead and sorry, no feedback. If you have any questions as you're going through the process or the grant process, and you have those questions, please feel free to reach out as well, you know, and say whatever, any kind of question you have. Like I said, please don't hesitate to ask.
So I have a question.
In the future. Yes.
I'm Ann Wadetsky. I'm the director at Colorado Skies Academy.
Hi, Ann.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet
I
you.
have a question. Would it be possible to share the presentation in the chat or a link to it?
Yes. We'll get it there in a second. We got our IT expert sitting at the table here. And like I said, we are recording as well, and it'll be on YouTube.
So after
And this is Dave. I would encourage everybody to just reach out to Hetty if they've got questions. You know, this is new for us. I've been with the division a little over 7 years now. We've not done education grants since many of us have been here. So it's really given us an opportunity to kind of reimagine our program. So we're looking for all kinds of great ideas. Our aeronautics board that oversees our division is really excited about getting some of this funding out into play. So again, we would really encourage you to ask questions or circle back with us if you need anything else as you put your applications together. And again, one of the things that will be a little bit different than it had been years past is that we will have two opportunities for our aeronautical board to visit these grants. One, as we go through a review with the board of the grant applications that staff is recommending for funding, and that will most likely give the applicant an opportunity to make a presentation to our aeronautical board. And then the subsequent meeting is when the board will take all of that input into consideration, then make a final decision at a separate meeting. So really a lot of opportunity for review and input. We just want to be very thoughtful about how we do this, and again, make good investments with our pretty limited funding. We appreciate everybody's interest. We're really excited to see some of the applicants. I know you all have some great programs out there, and we're really excited to see what y'all have.
Looks like Sean has the link up there in the chat if you want to go ahead and take a look.
You guys open up the access for it?
Should be,
Should be.
try to click it on there.
No, it's showing unauthorized.
I'm gonna have to send it, it's Google Drive, it's just.
But we will fix that, and then we'll also post a link to it on our aviation education grant website on the division's webpage. So sorry, state's a little funny with Google permissions. We'll get that corrected.
It'll be on the aviation education webpage here in a few minutes.
Okay, it'll be on the aviation education webpage here in a few minutes. If you heard Sean. Any more questions, comments?
Hey, Hetty, this is Daniel out in Burlington. Would you have time for a quick phone call here in the next 20, 30 minutes or so? I had technical difficulties getting on the call and I don't want to waste everybody's time by trying to get caught up.
Yeah, sure. I can do that.
Awesome. I'll shoot you an email.
All right, thanks.
Thanks, bye.
Thanks, Hetty and team.
Thank you. Thanks for joining.
Thanks for hosting this.
Everybody. You bet.
Yeah, thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
And then go ahead and click stop record and then, yeah.
Yeah, Todd said I had it down and I was talking.